guys, Brent here. Thanks for coming back out. Today we're going to go over a wonderful place in southern Kentucky, Mammoth Cave National Park. So here we are in wonderful southern Kentucky, home of the fantastic Bourbon Trail. But today we're exploring Mammoth Cave National Park, and I'm going to give you my biggest tip for when you visit Mammoth Cave National Park, and that is you have to take two tours. Two tours. Now this is the thing, you can get away with doing one tour. You could do like the Frozen Niagara tour and it takes maybe an hour. You can see all the dripstones and the columns and the stalagmites and stalactites. And the coolest part of all the little crickets that are on the ceiling right above your head. And I'm sure the rangers will shine their flashlights on the ceiling and scare the crap out of you. And that is a fantastic tour, don't get me wrong. But you have to do two tours, and this is the reason why. In all honesty, there's not much to do at Mammoth Cave National Park. You have the fantastic cave system, which is your reason for being there, and there's some wonderful trails that you can hike and check out, which are fantastic, but they're very similar to a lot of the trails that you can find on the east coast of the US. So what you're there to do is to explore the cave system. This is what I would do. I would book one tour before lunch, maybe, I don't know, a 9 a.m. tour. You figure they go about 2 hours. You get done around 11. You can then check out the visitor center, buy whatever souvenirs you would like, explore the local area. You can go back to your car, eat a little lunch, and then you go back and do a second tour. Now these are the tours that I would recommend. On your first part of the day, I would recommend doing an extended historic tour. That tour starts right near the visitor center, down a bunch of steps, and it takes about 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours, costs you around 20 bucks a person. You get to walk around 2 miles in the cave system, and it's a pretty neat trail. And then you go and consume your lunch, which hopefully is delicious, and then you go back and you do your second tour. I think your second tour should probably be the Domes and Dripstones tour. And the reason I say this is because the first half of the tour doesn't really have the stalagmites and stalactites, but the Domes and Dripstones tour, which is also about 2 hours, you maybe walk 3/4 of a mile, but this is where all of the cool stuff is. So you get to see all these awesome rocks coming from the ceiling and coming from the floor. There's even that pool of water at the bottom of the floor. You get to walk down some steps and really get to explore this part of the cave system, which has all these awesome rock formations. I think this part of the cave might cost you another 20 bucks a person, so you're looking at maybe 40 bucks per person to get about 4.5, 5 hours of fun time inside the cave system. And then you can go and hike the trails outside of the cave system and look for birds and animals and other stuff like that. Now I highly recommend you have to book in advance on the internet before you go to Mammoth Cave National Park, because these tours will sell out, especially in the summertime. In the wintertime you're probably okay, but in the summertime they will sell out. And the cool thing is that if you go in the summertime when it's 100 degrees outside, or you go in the wintertime when it's cold outside, the temperature is what? I think 56 degrees inside the cave system all the time, which is pretty awesome, because when I went, it was probably 30 degrees outside. It was in the winter time, and we were cold, and I definitely underdressed. So I went inside the visitor center, bought a long sleeve t-shirt, put underneath my hoodie, and I went into the cave system, and I was a little bit warm. So dress for about 55, 60 degrees, and you'll be perfectly comfortable the entire time that you're in the cave system. So thanks again, guys. That's it. Mammoth Cave National Park. You have to go. It's a wonderful cave system. You'll have a great time. Now please feel free to subscribe below, like the video, and leave a comment with your #1 tip for when you visited Mammoth Cave National Park.
They go floor to ceiling, especially right over here where we first come into this chamber. Does anybody know what we call them when they go floor to ceiling? Columns, yeah, columns.